Bachari Sadasuyadama Sabachari Chanta Dulaba Prima Korimare Dana Korimare Sikaye Sarano Gati Bakate Rabana Sikaya Sarano Bakate Rabana Dayin Yatmani Vedana Kuptite Varana Dayin Yatmani Kuptite Varana Abhasharakshi De Krishna Vishwasapalana Abhasharakshi De Krishna Anukula Mata Kayera Swikara Kayera Swikara Bhakti Pati Kula Baba Bhajanangikara Bhakti Pati Kula Baba Bhajanangikara Sadanga Sarana Gati Oi Bijara Sadanga Sarana Gati Tara Patala Sune Sinanda Kumara Sinanda Kumara Rupasanatana Pade Dante Tina Kori Rupasanatana Dante Tina Kori Bakati Vinoda Pari Tuopada Tori Kandiya bole amito adhama Kandiya amito adhama Sikaye sarana gati kuroe utama Sikaye Koro Uta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitago, Haribo, 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 Gora Haribo. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Vishnu Paramahansa Parivrajakacharya Stotrasata Srimad. His Divine Grace S.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jaya Vishnu Paramahansa Parivrajakacharya Stotrasata Srimad. His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. His confounder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki. Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Nitaya Gopi Manandi. All glory to the same devotees. All glory to the same devotees. All glory to the same devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Sri Guru Gauranga. Gurave Guru Chandaya, Radhikaya Tadalaya, Krishnaya, Krishna Bhaktaya, Chad Bhaktayo Namo Namaha. Agyanti Mandasya, Ganan Sarakaya, Chaksu Sumita, Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Mano Vishta Stapita Yena Bhutali Sayarupa Kadamanya Dadatin Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sita Padakamalan Sri Guru Vaishnavascha Sri Rupam Sakajatan Sahagana Raghunatha Vitatan Sajivan Sadvaitan Savadutan Parijana Saitan Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devan Sri Radha Krishna Padasahagana Lalita Sri Vishaka Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kantu Radha Kantu Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gourange Radha Brindavaneshwari Vishabhan Sute Devi Mami Hari Priye Krishna Yabasudevaya Devaki Nandana Yacha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Nama Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kansachanuramadana Devaki Paramananda Krishna Vanti Jagaguru Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pistaya Bhutali Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nevise Sasanyavadi Pashata Disacharine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadara Siva Shri Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ananda Lila Maya Vigraya, Emabad Sundaraya, Tasma Mahaprimasata Pradaya Chandaya Namana Mustute. Himabadi Sundaraya. It's one of the verses in the Glorify Mahaprabhu. Sometimes forget the verse sometimes. So we are in the Chaitanya Chaitamita. Yeah, you can give me the book. Is it?
I have got the Hindi copy.
Oh, no English copy. Okay, let me see. Anyway, I thank everyone for being here for the class. So this is concerning the conversation between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a great scholar. He was a professor of Nyaya and a great Mayavadic, it's okay, I used it, great Mayavadic scholar. He was one of the prominent teachers in Navadip, so many students. Even it was stated that Rupa Goswami actually studied under Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, studied in Sanskrit and logic under Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya in Navadip. And then Sarvabhauma, he moved to Puri, to Jagannath Puri, whereby he had many students. And he was also like Raj Pandey basically, he was the sole authority of Jagannath Puri, Jagannath Temple.
भट्टाचार्य जी के बारे में बताया था प्रवेश की उन्होंने नवदीप से शिक्षा लेके नवदीप से संस्कृत व्याकरण और इस सब आदि पढ़ के वो जगन्नाथपुरी में आकर वहाँ पर राज पंडित के रूप में कार्य करने लगे और वो एक मेन अधिकारी थे जगन्नाथपुरी मंदिर के वहाँ पर.
So once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Puri, Jagannath Puri, when you enter the Jagannath temple, seeing the Jagannath, he was immediately filled with intense feelings of separation, viraha. So he ran towards Jagannath to embrace him. But before he could reach the altar, he fainted. He fainted on the ground.
चैतन्य महाप्रभु जब जगन्नाथपुरी गए थे तो जैसे उन्होंने भगवान जगन्नाथ जी का दर्शन किया तो उनको एक बहुत तीव्र विरह का भावना उत्पन्न हुआ और भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभु जगन्नाथ जी का आलिंगन करने के लिए दौड़े और ऑल्टर पे पहुंचने से पहले ही वो जमीन पर मूर्छित होकर गिर पड़े.
So when the servants of Jagannath, when they saw these sannyasis rushing to the temple towards Jagannath and fainted, they were very surprised. They wanted to, they actually raised their stick because they couldn't know how could anyone just come to the temple just like that. So they raised their stick to beat Mahaprabhu, the sannyasi.
तो वहाँ के जो पांडा लोग थे जब उन्होंने देखा कि ये सन्यासी भागकर ऑल्टर के अंदर जा रहे हैं तो वो अपना छड़ी उन्होंने उठा लिया. वो किसी को भी अंदर जाने की अनुमति नहीं देते थे तो इस दृष्टि से वो उनके छड़ी लेकर भागने लगे उनके पीछे.
But coincidentally, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he came to the temple at the same time, and when he saw the sannyasi on the ground and he saw the panda with their stick, so he immediately forbade them, and then by examining Mahaprabhu on the ground, so he immediately told the servants of Jagannath to take him to his house.
तो जब उसी समय सर्वभौम भट्टाचार्य जी भी मंदिर में प्रवेश किए थे तो उन्होंने देखा कि पांडा लोग छड़ी लेके खड़े हैं और ये एक सन्यासी मूर्छित होकर गिरे हुए हैं तो उन्होंने बाकी जो पांडा थे उनको वहां से भेज दिया और जगन्नाथ जी के सेवकों से बोला कि इनको मेरे घर पे लेके जाइए.
So after, so Mahaprabhu was in the house of Sabam Bhattacharya, and he was still unconscious. He was unconscious for several hours. But Sabama was very hopeful because he knew that there was some breathing coming from the nostrils of Mahaprabhu. So you know that, yes, there was no death. So after several hours, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he regained consciousness. He came back to external, awareness.
धर्म भट्टाचार्य जी के जब घर में चैतन्य महाप्रभु थे तो कई घंटों तक लगभग 7 घंटों तक वहां पर मूर्छित पड़े रहे पर सर्व भट्टाचार्य जी इतने विचलित नहीं हुए क्योंकि वो देख रहे थे कि सांस चल रहे हैं तो उनको आशा थी कि वो वापस से खड़े हो जाएंगे और फिर कई घंटों बाद वो मूर्छा से वापस बाहरी चेतना में भी आए.
So Mahaprabhu was very, very grateful to Sabhamatacharya that he had brought him to his house, after learning about the events that has transpired. So he was very, very grateful to Sabhamatacharya. And then many, many discussions went on. Mahaprabhu was there for several days in the house of Sabam Bhattacharya.
तो श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु बड़े कृतज्ञ महसूस कर रहे थे सर्वम भट्टाचार्य के लिए कि वो उनको घर पर लेके आए और बहुत सारी वार्ताएं भी हुई और कई दिन तक महाप्रभु वहां पे उनके घर पे रुके.
So after everything was settled, so Sabama, he asked Chaitanya Prabhu that, oh, you're a great sannyasi, you have taken initiation from our Sampradaya, in this case the Sankara Sampradaya, but I could see that you are not fully learned, so therefore I can give you instruction, and even if you like, I can give you another initiation to make you a Paka Mayavadi sannyasi.
तो सर्वभौम भट्टाचार्य जी ने चैतन्य महाप्रभु से कहा कि मैं देख रहा हूँ कि आपने शंकर संप्रदाय में दीक्षा ली है और आप बहुत ज़्यादा विद्वान नहीं है, वेदों में पारंगत नहीं है, तो मैं आपको शिक्षा दे सकता हूँ और बाद में जाके आपको दीक्षा भी दे सकता हूँ और आपको पक्का सन्यासी बना सकता हूँ.
So Mahaprabhu, of course, he didn't say anything. He said, okay. He was simply listening to Sabam Bhattacharya. So then Sabama, he began his teaching, his instruction. So for 7 days, he was instructing Chaitanya Prabhu about, about the Vedas from the teachings of Sankaracharya, from the interpretation of Sankaracharya. So Sabam Bhattacharya was teaching Mahaprabhu, and he did this for 7 days.
तो सर्वभौम भट्टाचार्य जी के घर में उन्होंने शिक्षा आरंभ की और 7 दिन लगातार सर्वभौम भट्टाचार्य वेदांत सूत्र से शंकराचार्य जी का टीका है उससे बोलते रहे और महाप्रभु सुनते रहे.
But Mahaprabhu did not say anything. He was simply listening to Sabam Bhattacharya. And after 7 days, so Sabam Bhattacharya asked that I've been teaching you for a long time, but you did not ask any question. No, you didn't raise any objection. You didn't ask any question. Do you actually understand, what I'm teaching? Do you actually understand the Vedanta Sutra? So Mahaprabhu replied, I said, yes. What you are teaching, I don't understand. But I understand Vedanta Sutra very well.
तो 7 दिन के पश्चात सर्वभौम भट्टाचार्य चैतन्य महाप्रभु को बोले, जब महाप्रभु कुछ भी हाव भाव नहीं, लक्षण या कोई प्रश्न नहीं किए, बिल्कुल एक बुद्ध बनकर सुनते रहे, तो सर्वभौम भट्टाचार्य पूछे कि आपको कुछ समझ में आ रहा है, कुछ आपको अंदर गया? तो महाप्रभु कह रहे थे कि मतलब ये जो है आपका जो भाष्य है मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है, लेकिन वैसे स्पष्ट है. तो इस प्रकार से आगे वार्ता हो रही है.
So Mahaprabhu said the words of Vedanta Sutra, which is written by Vyasadeva, is very, very clear, but you have simply covered the meaning. You've twisted the meaning through the interpretation of Sankaracharya.
तो वो कह रहे हैं कि वेदांत सूत्र के जो वाक्य हैं वो तो बहुत स्पष्ट हैं, वो तो बिल्कुल क्लियर है, लेकिन आप जो उसके ऊपर जो इंटरप्रिटेशन जो अपनी जो टीकाएं दे रहे हो वो मेरे को स्पष्ट नहीं हो रही हैं.
And then he has said about that. But if you like, I can give you an explanation of the direct meaning of the sutras. I can give an explanation.
तो चैतन्य महाप्रभु कह रहे हैं कि अगर आप चाहते हो तो मैं इसको आपको ठीक से स्पष्ट रूप से जो इसका सीधा मतलब है वो समझा सकता हूँ.
Of course, first of all, Sabama was very surprised because he was such a great teacher that there's never been a student who could ever question his teaching. So he was very, very surprised that how could you are just you're a young man, you are just a student of Nyaya, Sanskrit grammar, what do you know about the Vedas? So he was very, very surprised, but because Mahaprabhu being a sannyasi, it's okay, let me hear what you have to say.
तो सर्वम भट्टाचार्य बड़े आश्चर्यचकित हुए कि एक ये नौजवान युवा बालक है, इसे मेरे टीकाओं पे ऐसे कैसे प्रश्न कर सकता है और ऐसे कैसे बोल सकते हैं. पर फिर भी ठीक है, क्योंकि वो सन्यासी थे चैतन्य महाप्रभु, तो उन्होंने स्वीकृत किया कि ठीक है मैं आपका सुनूंगा, बोलिए आपको क्या कहना है.
And then, so Mahaprabhu then began explaining the Vedanta Sutra according to the direct meaning of Srila Vyasadeva. So the verse we were in today, it's part of Mahaprabhu's instruction, giving the direct explanation of the Vedanta Sutra. So we can chant together. You want to explain that to them?
हाँ, तो जो चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने फिर व्यासदेव जी की जो टीका है स्पष्ट मतलब जो है वो उसको बोलना चालू किया, और आज का जो श्लोक है वो उसी की शिक्षाओं में से एक जो चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने जो उनको दिया वही है. तो श्लोक बोलेंगे हम अभी.
Vyasabranta boli se sutra dosadiya.
व्यासभ्रांत बलि से सूत्रे दोष दिया.
Vivata bada stapiyate kapana kariya.
विव्रतवाद स्थापिय छे कल्पना करिया.
Vyasabranta boli se sutra dosadiya.
व्यासभ्रांत बलि से सूत्रे दोष दिया.
Vivata bada stapiyate kalpana kariya.
विवर्तवाद स्थापिय छे कल्पना करिया.
Vyasabranta boli se sutra dosadiya.
व्यासभ्रांत बलि से सूत्रे दोष दिया.
Vivata bada stapiyate kalpana kariya.
विवर्तवाद स्थापिय छे कल्पना करिया.
You can chant.
प्रभु जी.
Somebody can sing.
बलि से सूत्र दोष दिया. विवर्तवाद स्थापिय छे कल्पना करिया.
व्यास भ्रांत बलि से सूत्र दोष दिया. विवर्तवाद स्थापिय छे कल्पना करिया.
Ladies.
मोबाइल.
व्यासभ्रांत बलि से सूत्र दोष दिया. विवर्तवाद स्थापिय छे कल्पना करिया. व्यासभ्रांत बलि से सूत्र दोष दिया। स्थापिया छे कल्पना करिया।
Vyasa,
व्यास
Srila Vyasadev,
शिला व्यासदेव
Branta,
भ्रांत
mistaking
मिस्टेकन
Bali,
बलि
saying,
सिंह
say
सही
that
वैद
Sutre
सूत्रे
in the Vedanta Sutra,
वेदांत सूत्र
dosa,
दोष
fault,
फॉल्ट
dia,
दिया
accusing
एक्यूजिंग
Vibhatabada,
विवर्तवाद
the theory of illusion,
थ्योरी ऑफ इल्यूजन
Stapiyache,
सापियाचे
as established,
एस्टैब्लिश्ड
Kapana,
कल्पना
imagination,
इमेजिनेशन
Korea,
क्रिया
doing.
ड्राइंग।
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Sankaracharya states that the theory of transformation presented in the Vedanta Sutra implies that the absolute truth itself is transformed. In this way, the Mayavadi philosopher denigrates Srila Vyasadeva by accusing him of error. They thus find fault in the Vedanta Sutra and misinterpret it to try to establish the theory of illusion. Purport. The first verse of the Brahma Sutra is Atatu Brahma Jigyasa. We must not inquire into the absolute truth. The second verse immediately answers Jamadi Asyayata. The absolute truth is the original source of everything. Jamadi Asyayata does not suggest that the original person has been transformed. Rather, it clearly indicates that he produces this cosmic manifestation through his inconceivable energy. This is also clearly explained in the Bhagavad Gita 10:8, where Krishna says, Mata Sarvam Pravartate. From me, everything emanates. This is also confirmed in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Yatova Imani Bhutani Jayanti. The supreme absolute truth is that from which everything is born. Similarly, in the Mundaka Upanishad 117, it is stated, Yatolana Nabi Sijate Grinate Cha. The Lord creates and destroys the cosmic manifestation as a spider creates web and draws it back within itself. All of these sastric statements indicate the transformation of the Lord's energy, not of the Lord himself. The Lord does not transform. His energy transforms. And transformation of the Lord's energy is called Parinamvad. However, being very anxious to protect Srila Vyasadeva from criticism, Sankaracharya became a pseudo-gentleman and put forward his theory of illusion, Vivata Bhada. Sankaracharya concocted this meaning of Parinamvad, and by word jugglery, he endeavored very hard to establish Parinamvad as Vivatavad.
अनुवाद। शंकराचार्य के सिद्धांत के अनुसार परम सत्य रूपांतरित होता है। इस सिद्धांत के बल पर मायावादी दार्शनिक श्रील व्यासदेव वेद व्यास में दोष दिखलाकर उन्हें नीचा दिखाते हैं। इस तरह वे वेदांत सूत्र में त्रुटि निकालते हैं और विवर्तवाद की स्थापना करने हेतु वे इस विषय में अपना अर्थ लगाते हैं। तात्पर्य। ब्रह्मसूत्र का पहला श्लोक है अथातो ब्रह्म जिज्ञासा। अब हमें परम सत्य के विषय में जिज्ञासा करनी चाहिए। दूसरे ही श्लोक में इसका उत्तर है जन्माद् यस्य अतः। परम सत्य ही सबके मूल स्रोत हैं। इस श्लोक जन्माद्यस्य अतः का यह अर्थ नहीं है कि आदि पुरुष रूपांतरित हो गए हैं। प्रत्युत यह स्पष्ट इंगित करता है कि वे अपने अचिंत्य शक्ति द्वारा इस विराट जगत को उत्पन्न करते हैं। भगवत गीता 10.8 में इसकी व्याख्या स्पष्ट रूप से की गई है, जहाँ कृष्ण कहते हैं मतः सर्वम प्रवर्तते, मुझसे ही सब उद्भूत होता है। तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद में भी इसकी पुष्टि होती है, यतो वा इमानि भूतानि जायन्ते, परम सत्य वे हैं जिनसे प्रत्येक वस्तु उद्भूत होती है। इसी प्रकार मुंडक उपनिषद में कहा गया है, यथोर्ण नाभि सृजते गृह्णते च। भगवान इस भौतिक जगत का उसी प्रकार सृजन तथा संहार करते हैं जिस प्रकार एक मकड़ी जाल बुनती है और बाद में उसे अपने में समेट लेती है। ये सारे सूत्र भगवान की शक्ति के रूपांतर के सूचक हैं। ऐसा नहीं है कि स्वयं भगवान में प्रत्यक्ष रूपांतर होता है, जो परिणामवाद कहलाता है, किंतु श्रील व्यासदेव को आलोचना से बचाने के लिए शंकराचार्य ने छन्न भद्र पुरुष बनकर विवर्तवाद प्रस्तुत किया। शंकराचार्य ने परिणामवाद का यह अर्थ गढ़ा कि और शब्द जाल के द्वारा परिणामवाद को विवर्तवाद के रूप में स्थापित करने का भरसक प्रयत्न किया।
So this verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, which you are reading now, so it represents a pivotal moment in the philosophical debate between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was a great Advaitin philosopher. He was a great Advaitin scholar.
Yes, would you kindly repeat for you? I just could not hear because.
Oh, okay. I said this verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So this represents a very pivotal moment in the philosophical debate between Mahaprabhu and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya.
तो ये एक जो महत्वपूर्ण श्लोक है जहाँ से जो पूरा जो चर्चा है वो एक दिशा में जा रहा था तो दूसरी दिशा में जाता है। ये बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट श्लोक है यहाँ से।
So in this exchange, so Mahaprabhu, he dismantles the Mayavad, Mayavad interpretation of the Vedanta Sutra.
तो यहाँ से चैतन्य महाप्रभु जो मायावाद दर्शन है उसको उखाड़ देते हैं।
So in the verse which Mahaprabhu, the word of Mahaprabhu here, where it says, Vyasa Brahmta Bali se Sutre Dosadiya, Vivata Bada Stapayache Kalpana Korea. So Sankaracharya's theory of illusion, Vivatavad, Sankaracharya's theory of illusion is Vivatavad, which is the transformation of the laws. So this theory is an imagination.
तो शंकराचार्य जी का जो सिद्धांत विवर्तवाद है, इसमें वो कहते हैं कि भगवान में रूपांतर होता है, ये एक कल्पना है।
So by proposing this, so Sankaracharya, he basically finds fault with Srila Vyasadeva, even accusing him of being mistaken. Branta means to mistake. That Vyasadeva made a mistake in his Vedanta Sutra.
तो इस जो सिद्धांत को प्रस्तुत करके वो ऐसा बता रहे हैं कि व्यासदेव जी ने जो दिया है उसमें कुछ दोष है, तो व्यासदेव जी की गलती निकाल रहे हैं यहाँ पे।
So, which means the fundamental disagreement between Srila Vyasadeva and Sankaracharya, who is the author of the Sariraka Bhashya, because the commentary of the Sankaracharya, which he wrote on the Vedanta Sutra, is called Sariraka Bhashya. That's the commentary of Sankaracharya.
तो शंकराचार्य जी ने का जो टीका है वेदांत सूत्र पे, शारीरिक भाष्य जो है वो बिल्कुल मूल रूप से उसके मतभेद है व्यासदेव जी की जो टीका है।
Because basically this Bhashya, this commentary of Sankaracharya, is basically to cover the actual meaning of the Vedanta Sutra, to cover the meaning.
तो जो वेदांत सूत्र का जो टीका है शंकराचार्य जी के द्वारा, वो जो असली मतलब है, असली जो अर्थ है, उसको आवृत करने के लिए दिया गया है।
So, and this commentary, it revolves around how the absolute person, unchangeable Brahman, can create a mutable, temporary material world.
तो इस सिद्धांत के अनुसार कि कैसे परम भगवान जो है ये भौतिक संसार को बनाते हैं, जो जिसमें हर वक्त बदलाव आता रहता है।
So, for example, Vyasadeva, he established Parinamvad. Parinamvad simply means the transformation of the energy, not the transformation of the person who is energetic.
व्यासदेव जी जो बोले हैं परिणामवाद बोले हैं, वो बोले हैं कि जो रूपांतर होता है वो भगवान की शक्ति में होता है, भगवान में नहीं होता है।
So Parinamvad simply said that this material world, this cosmic manifestation, is the transformation of the Lord's energy.
तो परिणामवाद कहता है कि ये जो भौतिक जगत है ये भगवान की शक्ति है जिसमें परिवर्तन हो रहा है।
So the Lord himself does not change, only his energy transforms to create the universe, but himself does not change. He remains the same person.
तो सृष्टि करने में भगवान में कोई परिवर्तन या रूपांतर नहीं हो रहा है, उनकी शक्ति में, ये भौतिक जगत में परिवर्तन हो रहा है।
But the Mayavadi, they don't accept. They said, oh, if there should be the transformation of the energy, then which means the Lord himself is changed, the Lord himself is changeable, which means he does not have body, he does not have a form. So in that way, they deny the existence of the Supreme Lord form. They deny it.
तो मायावादी इसको स्वीकार नहीं करते, वो मना करते हैं इसको स्वीकार करने से। वो कह रहे हैं कि अगर शक्ति में परिवर्तन आ रहा है तो जो भगवान है उसमें भी परिवर्तन आना चाहिए, तो अगर वो परिवर्तित हो रहे हैं तो उनका कोई रूप नहीं होना चाहिए, निराकार होने चाहिए, तो वो निराकार सिद्धांत को स्वीकार करते हैं।
But Mahaprabhu pointing out here, giving the example of a touchstone, that a touchstone can manifest unlimited amount of gold. You can touch the touchstone to any metals. It can produce unlimited quantities, but the touchstone remains. The touchstone itself does not change, even though many jewels manifest, but itself does not change.
तो चैतन्य महाप्रभु स्पर्श मणि, जो पारस मणि होती है, उसका उदाहरण देते हैं कि जो स्पर्श मणि को अगर किसी चीज से छूते हैं तो वो चीज सोना बन जाती है, उसमें परिवर्तन होता है, लेकिन जो पारस मणि है उसमें कुछ अपने आप में परिवर्तन नहीं होता है।
So similarly, the Supreme Lord, he through his energy, through his innumerable energy, he manifests this material world, he creates this material world, but he himself remains unchanged. Because there's always difference between the energy and the energetic. There's always the difference is there.
तो जो परम भगवान है अपनी शक्ति के द्वारा ये भौतिक जगत को प्राकट्य करते हैं, और शक्ति में और शक्तिमान में थोड़ा अंतर भी है कि शक्ति में परिवर्तन हो रहा है लेकिन शक्तिमान में परिवर्तन नहीं हो रहा है।
But Sankaracharya, he argued against Parinamvad. He argued against it. He said, he claimed that if Brahman's energy transforms into this world, then Brahman is subject to change.
तो शंकराचार्य जो है इसके विरुद्ध खड़े होते हैं और इसमें तर्क देते हैं कि अगर भगवान ब्रह्म की शक्ति में बदलाव आ रहा है तो ब्रह्म में भी बदलाव आना चाहिए।
So this ideology that if the Brahman or the absolute, the Lord, his energy transformed to create this material world, is subject to change. So which means it compromises the Lord's absolute nature. It compromises absolute nature, which is unchanged. So in this way, in order to he wanted to cover the Brahman. He wanted to cover. So what Sankaracharya did is he established what we call Bhagwatam. Hare Krishna.
तो शंकराचार्य जो थे वो जो ये सिद्धांत कि परम भगवान में जो परम सत्य है उसमें वैसे तो कोई बदलाव नहीं आ सकता। अगर बदलाव आएगा तो फिर वो परम सत्य कैसे रहेंगे। तो उसको हटाने के लिए ये सिद्धांत को तो उन्होंने उसको ढकने के लिए ये विवर्तवाद का जो है सिद्धांत रचा।
So which means we don't want to accept that this word is a manifestation of the lost energy, because if it's a manifestation of the lost energy, then the Lord himself changed, which means it's not absolute. So therefore, to prove that this is not true, so he propounded a theory of illusion, that this material world does not exist. It's an illusion.
तो वो कह रहे हैं कि भगवान की जब शक्ति में परिवर्तन हो रहा है, तो जो जब हम कहते हैं प्राकट्य हुआ भगवान से उनकी शक्ति का, तो इसका मतलब है कि भगवान में परिवर्तन हुआ। तो परम सत्य में तो लेकिन परिवर्तन हो नहीं सकता। तो इसलिए वो इसको हटाने के लिए उन्होंने एक माया सिद्धांत दिया कि सब कुछ माया है, इस भौतिक जगत पूरा माया है।
So which means everything that you think you are seeing, it's simply illusion. That's what you call Maya, because it's illusion. Everything you are seeing is simply illusion.
तो कहने कि इसका मतलब कि जो भी हम यहाँ पर देख रहे हैं भौतिक जगत में, ये सब भ्रम है, ये सब माया है।
So their famous theory is that what is that? Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya, which means the Brahma is truth, but Jagan, this word is Mithya, it does not exist. It's simply illusion.
तो जो वाक्य वो कहते हैं ब्रह्म सत्य जगत मिथ्या, तो ये जगत क्या है? मिथ्या है, ये सत्य नहीं है, मिथ्या है।
It's just like when you are walking in the dark, you are walking in the dark, and then your leg crosses over a rope. When your leg crosses over a rope, you are thinking that this is a snake. That's I've crossed over a snake. You're thinking that this is a snake. And then you become fearful, this is a snake.
तो इस प्रकार से है जैसे कोई अंधेरे में चल रहा है और उसका पैर रस्सी पे पड़ जाता है और वो एकदम से भयभीत हो जाता है, अरे ये तो सांप है। इस प्रकार से सोच रहा है, वो अपने मन में कल्पना कर रहा है।
So you are mistaking the rope to be the snake, but the snake does not exist. It's simply the rope, that's all.
तो वो अपने मन में सोच रहा है कि ये सांप है, पर सांप तो है ही नहीं वहां पर, वो केवल रस्सी है वहां पर।
So this is the Mayavadic theory, that this world is all illusion. All our perception is simply illusion. That's all. That's Mayavadic theory. This is called Bhagwatam, the theory of illusion.
तो मायावाद सिद्धांत क्या है कि ये सब जो है ये माया है, मतलब सच्चाई है ही नहीं, यहाँ पर सब माया है, भ्रम है। तो यही जो मायावाद का विवर्तवाद जो इसका सिद्धांत है।
But Mahaprabhu is pointing out the very deep philosophical error in Sankaracharya. Pointing this out, that Sankaracharya is wrong.
तो महाप्रभु बहुत गहरा जो उसमें गलती है वो उसको इंगित कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर कि शंकराचार्य कहाँ गलत है, वो भी हम महाप्रभु बता रहे हैं।
So which means by rejecting Parinamvad, which is the transformation of the energy, Parinamvad. So Sankaracharya is basically saying that Srila Vyasadeva made a mistake in his writing, made a mistake, in the Buddha Sutra, which say that the absolute truth, it was that Jamadya share from me, everything has come, So it's this. He said that Vyasadeva was confused in his commentary on the Vedas.
तो जो परिणामवाद को नकार के शंकराचार्य ऐसा कह रहे हैं कि व्यासदेव जी ने बहुत बड़ी गलती कर दी, मतलब व्यासदेव जी गलत हैं, ऐसा वो बता रहे हैं। व्यासदेव जी को पता नहीं था, वो भ्रमित हो गए थे क्या लिखना है, ऐसा उनका कहने का तात्पर्य है।
But Mahaprabhu is asserting that no, Vyasadeva was not mistaken. No. The fault is only appears if one denies the Supreme Lord's inconceivable energy, Achintya Shakti. Because the Lord has Achintya Shakti, his energies is inconceivable.
तो व्यासदेव जी कहीं गलती नहीं किया है, क्योंकि वो अचिंत्य शक्ति को हम भगवान की नहीं समझते हैं, इसीलिए सारा जो है कंफ्यूजन या भ्रम पैदा होता है।
So by relying on mundane logic, so rather than accepting the Lord's supreme potencies, so Sankaracharya, he had to invent this theory of this artificial interpretation just to bypass the direct meaning of the Vedanta Sutra, just to bypass the direct meaning.
तो ये जो भौतिक तर्क पे आपने चीज़ों को आधारित करते हुए और भगवान की अचिंत्य शक्ति को ना समझते हुए, तो शंकराचार्य जी ने उनको बाईपास करने के लिए जो ये असली सिद्धांत है, ये इस तरह से अपना सिद्धांत दिया।
So Mahaprabhu has to use a very strong philosophical argument to state that yes, Vyasadeva is wrong. No, it's correct, but it's Sankaracharya who is wrong.
महाप्रभु ने बिल्कुल यहाँ पे सिद्ध किया कि व्यासदेव जी का सिद्धांत सही है और शंकराचार्य जी का सिद्धांत गलत है।
So from the Upanishad, this Upanishad, it says Om Punam Ada Punam Idam Puna Punam Udachate Punasya Punamadaya Punam Evavasishyate. This from the first sloka of the Upanishad.
फर्स्ट श्लोक जो ईशोपनिषद का है, जो उसका इन्वोकेशन है, वहाँ से कोट करते हैं ओम पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते।
So in this, the direct meaning is that the Lord is perfect and complete. And because he is completely perfect, all emanations from him, such as this phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. So whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete itself. And because it is a complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from him, he remains the complete balance. He remains complete.
तो इसका प्रत्यक्ष अर्थ यही है कि भगवान जो है वो पूर्ण है, और ये जो भौतिक जगत उनसे निकला है वो भी पूर्ण है, और जो भी कुछ भगवान से प्रकट होता है वो सब पूर्ण है, और वो इतने पूर्ण है कि कुछ भी उनसे अगर पूर्ण भी निकाल लिया जाए तो वापस जो बचेंगे तो वो भी पूर्ण ही बचेंगे।
So I was saying that here, this word is real. This word itself is perfect because it's coming from the perfect source. However, the material world is temporary. It's a temporary manifestation. And it's created for a purpose, but we cannot deny the existence of the world. We can't deny the existence of the world. We cannot deny it. Because by doing so, we are denying the lost energy, which is false.
तो क्योंकि ये संसार भौतिक जगत भगवान से ही आया है तो ये सत्य है, क्योंकि भगवान परम सत्य है, लेकिन ये क्षणिक है और इसका एक उद्देश्य है। तो हम ये मना नहीं कर सकते कि ये जो संसार है ये भ्रम है या माया है, ऐसा नहीं कह सकते।
So the Mahaprabhu is refuting this Sankaracharya's idea, the fear that the mutable, that the Brahman, he becomes transformed himself, he becomes transformed.
तो महाप्रभु यहाँ पर उनकी जो सिद्धांत है उसको नकार रहे हैं कि जो ब्रह्म है उसमें जो है परिवर्तन आ जाता है।
That yes, many universes, planets, and many are coming from the Supreme Brahman through his energy, but himself, he remains complete whole. He remains, he's never reduced in his manifestations. Still remain complete whole, even though many things are coming from him.
और ये जो सारे भौतिक ब्रह्मांड है और बहुत जो प्राकट्य हैं भगवान से निकल रहे हैं, लेकिन परम भगवान जो हैं वो वैसे के वैसे बने रहते हैं, उनमें कुछ बदलाव नहीं आता।
So in the Shvetashvara Upanishad, Shvetashvara Upanishad, it says, Parasya Shakti Vividava Suyati Swabhaviki Jnana Bala Kriyacha. The Supreme Lord, he has multi-energies which act so perfectly that all consciousness, strength, and activity are being directed solely by his will.
तो श्रुत उपनिषद में बोला गया है पराश शक्तिर विविधेय सूयते स्वाभाविक ज्ञान बल क्रिया च, कि जो भगवान की शक्तियाँ इतनी विविध और इतनी अद्भुत तरीके से काम करती हैं और कि वो अपने आप ही भगवान की मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा अपने आप से वो सारा कुछ कर देती हैं।
So this confirms that the creation of this material world, it happens through its energy, via its energy. Now the energy undergoes transformation, but the Lord himself does not transform. The Lord himself remains the same.
तो जो शक्तियां हैं उनमें देखिए परिवर्तन आ रहा है, लेकिन भगवान जो है वो अपरिवर्तनशील बने रहते हैं।
Also in the Vishnu Purana also he mentioned Ekadesha Stitaya Syagne Jyotishna Vishtarayane Yata Parasya Brahmanta Shakti Tatidam Akilam Jagat. Just as a fire situated in one place spreads its heat and light, the Supreme Personality of Godhead spreads its energies everywhere, manifesting this entire cosmic creation.
तो विष्णु पुराण से एक श्लोक कोट करते हैं प्रभु जी, उसमें बता रहे हैं कि जैसे अग्नि एक स्थान पर रहती है और उसकी जो ताप है, उष्ण है और जो प्रकाश है वो सब जगह फैलता है, ऐसे ही भगवान एक स्थान पर बने रहते हैं और उनकी जो शक्तियां हैं वो विविध प्रकार से सब जगह से प्राकट्य करती रहती हैं।
Just like the sun is there, it's radiating its rays everywhere to the whole universe. Still, the sun does not change. The sun remains the same.
सूर्य का भी उदाहरण ले सकते हैं कि सूर्य एक स्थान पर बना रहता है, उसकी जो प्रकाश है पूरे ब्रह्मांड में फैलता है, पर सूर्य में कोई बदलाव नहीं आता है।
So the Lord's existence is not diminished or even affected in any way by the manifestation of these energies.
तो भगवान का जो अस्तित्व है उसमें कुछ कमी नहीं आती, इतना सब कुछ भौतिक प्रकट होने के बाद भी।
So in the Bhagavad Gita 9.4, the Lord also said, what's that? He said, Mayata atam idam sabam jagadavyakta motina matstani savabhutani na chaham tishu avastita. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All energies are in me, but I'm not in them. So you can just imagine. All energies are in me, but I'm not in them.
भगवद गीता 9.4 में भी मया ततम इदम सर्वम जगत व्यक्त मूर्तिना मस्थानि सर्वभूतानि नाचा अहम तेषु अवस्थित। इसमें श्लोक में बोला गया है कि मेरी जो अनमैनिफेस्टेड जो अप्रकट रूप से मैं सब जगह फैला हूँ, सारी शक्तियाँ मुझ में हैं पर मैं उनमें नहीं हूँ।
So just like when the Lord was telling Arjuna, he said, Pashyama Yogasura, just see my energies, just see. Pashyama Yoga Ishvar.
भगवान भगवद गीता में बोले हैं पश्चिमे योग ऐश्वरम, जरा देखो मेरी शक्तियों को देखो अर्जुन।
So the Lord confirms the source of this manifestation, that He pervades the whole world, yet He remains independent, unchangeable, supreme person.
तो भगवान सब जगह व्याप्त हैं एक दृष्टि से, और साथ ही साथ एक स्थान पर भी अपरिवर्तनशील जो परम भगवान के रूप में बने रहते हैं।
Now, there's a reason why Sankaracharya propounded this idea of illusion. There's a reason behind it. Because with Sankaracharya, Sankaracharya happened to be incarnation of Lord Shiva. So he's the incarnation of Lord Shiva himself, Sankaracharya.
तो शंकराचार्य जी ने ऐसा सिद्धांत क्यों दिया, उसके पीछे भी कारण है। तो शंकराचार्य और कोई नहीं, स्वयं भगवान शिव के ही अवतार हुए हैं।
But according to the Padma Puran, that is actually the desire of the Lord himself that Lord Shiva should come and propound this idea of Mayavad.
तो पुराण कौन सा पुराण? शिव पद्म पुराण के अनुसार उसमें वहाँ पे बताया गया है कि भगवान की इच्छा है कि शिव जी आएं और इस तरह से जो है ये मायावाद का सिद्धांत लोगों को पढ़ाएं।
So from the Padma Puran, there's the verse which says Mayavadam asat shastram Prachanam Bodham Uchite Mayaiva Kapitam Devi Kalo Brahmana Motina. This is the verse in the this verse also in the quoted in Chitamita. So whereby this is Lord Shiva who is telling his wife that the theory of Mayavad is a false scripture. It's a false scripture. It is essentially covered Buddhism. You know, the Prachana Bodham, Buddhism is there, which I will talk briefly about that. So my dear wife, I myself, taking the form of a Brahmana in Kali Yuga, have imagined, invented this philosophy. I take the form of a Brahmana, I invented this philosophy of Mayavad.
तो वहाँ पर पद्म पुराण में शिव जी खुद स्वयं कहते हैं कि जो मायावाद है वो असत शास्त्र है, और कलयुग में पार्वती जी को कह रहे हैं कि मैं खुद आऊँगा और इसका जो है ये खुद मैंने इसकी रचना की है, इसका प्रचार करूँगा.
Because Lord Buddha is also an incarnation of Bhagavan, of the Lord. But Lord Buddha, he came for a specific purpose. There was a time when people, they were misusing the Vedic instruction, the Vedic injunctions. There's so much misuse of that in order to propagate to justify killings of animals. To justify the killings of animals, so people, they were misusing the Vedic scriptures in this Kali Yuga.
So जो मायावाद है वो एक आवृत बौद्धवाद है. तो बुद्धा स्वयं भगवान के ही अवतार हुए, और उस समय जो है लोग शास्त्रों का गलत उपयोग कर रहे थे पशु हत्या के लिए, तो उसको देखते हुए भगवान बुद्ध ने अवतार लिया था.
So in order to stop the animal killing, so the Lord incarnates as Buddha in order to stop the animal killings.
पशु हत्या को रोकने के लिए ही भगवान ने बुद्ध रूप में अवतार लिया था.
And because the people, they were using the Vedas as the justification for the animal killing, so Buddha, the first thing he did, he rejected the Vedas. He rejected it.
तो वहाँ जो कलयुग उस समय के लोग थे, कलयुग के ही, उस समय वेदों को जो है वो वेदों का प्रमाण दे रहे थे पशु हत्या के लिए. तो पहली चीज भगवान बुद्ध ने की कि उन्होंने वेदों को ही नकार दिया.
So he rejected the Vedas and introduced ahimsa, non-violence, and preaching the Sunyavad. The Sunyavad, which means the nothing. When you die, you become nothing. The Sunyavad.
और वेदों को नकार के उन्होंने अपना सिद्धांत शून्यवाद का सिद्धांत दिया कि कुछ भी नहीं है, सब शून्य है.
So God, Buddha, he had the reason he rejected the Vedas, and at the same time, telling people just that neti, the voidiness of this material world. So in one sense, he actually directed people towards, let's say, to focus on himself. This is just another method by which the Lord, he wants to correct the imbalance that is going on among the human society.
तो ये शून्यवाद का जो उद्देश्य था कि लोगों का जो असंतुलित हो गया पूरा समाज, इसके कारण उसका संतुलन बनाने के लिए कि आप अपने ऊपर ध्यान लगाइए और सब कुछ को छोड़ दीजिए, इसलिए वो जो शून्यवाद का सिद्धांत दिया गया.
But the Lord, he wanted to restore the Vedas again. He wanted to restore the study of the Vedic scriptures, because without the study of Vedic scriptures, then humanity will be forever in darkness. But the intention was not to do it directly, immediately. So there was like a gradual process, the gradual process of again reintroducing the Vedic scriptures in the human society.
पर भगवान जो थे उनका असली उद्देश्य तो वेदों को फिर से पुनः मानव समाज को देना था, पर वो एक जैसे अभी नकार दिया और फिर एकदम से वो नहीं देना चाहते थे, वो धीरे धीरे करके देना चाहते थे, इसलिए जो बीच में मायावाद को दिया।
But so Lord Shiva came as Sankaracharya, and he reintroduced the Vedic scriptures. He reintroduced the Vedic scriptures, but he gave the Mayavad interpretation of the Vedic scriptures, indirect interpretation.
तो भगवान के उद्देश्य को समझते हुए भगवान शिव जो हैं वो अवतरित हुए और उन्होंने फिर से वैदिक शास्त्रों को पुनः स्थापित किया और उनका एक अलग से जो टीका दिया जो मायावाद दर्शन था।
So it's so amazing how Lord Vishnu actually telling Lord Shiva, saying, he said, Swagamai kapita istvam cha jana madhumaka guru mamcha gopaya yena syat shisti esutat to tara. That by manufacturing your own interpretation, make the people averse to me, hide me, so that the material creation may multiply. This is very interesting. Lord Vishnu is telling Shiva that you should go and hide me, so that the material world can multiply, people can multiply.
तो भगवान विष्णु स्वयं भगवान शिव से कह रहे हैं कि आप जो है इस तरह से आप टीका दो, दर्शन दो कि आप मुझे छुपा दो ताकि जो भौतिक जगत है उसमें आगे बढ़ोतरी होती रहे, उसमें लोग आगे बढ़ते रहे।
Because when you start saying that Jagan Mitya, Brahma Satya, that the absolute truth does not have a form, the absolute truth is impersonal. So you deny the existence of the Lord. And Lord Vishnu telling Shiva that you should go and propagate this philosophy to deny my existence.
तो यहाँ पर भगवान जो हम कहते हैं कि भगवान है नहीं या भगवान निराकार है, तो इस तरह का सिद्धांत भगवान विष्णु ने ही कहा शिव जी को कि आप जाओ और इस तरह का दर्शन का प्रचार करो।
So which means the theological reasoning behind this is that pure devotional service, Sura Bhakti, is very, very rare, extremely rare, and it's not given to those with an atheistic or envious mentality. It's very, very rare. Sura Bhakti Sudurlabha, very rare.
और शुद्ध भक्ति जो है भगवान की वो बहुत ही सुदुर्लभ है और वो उन लोगों को जो नास्तिक विचार के हैं, जो ईर्ष्यालु हैं, उनको कभी नहीं दिया जाता।
So by establishing the impersonal philosophy, so Sankaracharya, he was very successful in hiding the personal beautiful form of the Supreme Lord.
तो ये निर्विशेषवाद जो दर्शन देने के बाद शंकराचार्य जी ने भगवान का जो सुंदर रूप है उसको ढक दिया।
So the hiding the love, but Sankaracharya himself is actually a devotee, and that's why we Vaishnava we call him Acharya, because actually he's a devotee of the highest order. And his famous sloka is a Bhaja Govinda Mudhamate, that all fools worship Govinda. Calling his followers, he call them fools. Bhaja Govinda Mudhamate. And there are many verses which are attributed to Sankaracharya, the song glorifying the Lord, just like the famous Jagannatha. This composition to Jagannath Dev was attributed to Sankaracharya himself. So many verses are there, which are there in the compilations.
और शंकराचार्य वास्तविकता में तो भगवान के महान शुद्ध भक्त हैं, और ये हमें कैसे पता लगता है, उन्होंने कई ऐसी चीज़ें, ऐसे श्लोक और ऐसी रचनाएं की हैं जहाँ से हम समझ सकते हैं। जैसे एक प्रसिद्ध उनका है भजन, भज गोविंद भज गोविंद भज गोविंद मूढ़मते, और जगन्नाथ अष्टकम में भी उन्होंने जगन्नाथ जी के गुणगान में जगन्नाथ अष्टकम लिखा है।
So basically my Prabhu was trying to establish that yes, even though Sankaracharya, he created this big misunderstanding, big illusion in the minds of the people, by propagating his philosophy, that he himself was not really at fault because he was simply following the instruction of the Lord himself.
तो हालांकि उन्होंने लोगों को भ्रमित किया एक गलत सिद्धांत देकर, पर इसमें उनका कोई दोष नहीं है क्योंकि वो भगवान के ही आदेशों को पालन करने के लिए वो किया उन्होंने.
Anyway, that's much more explanation. Actually, I took a lot of notes on this particular verse of Chaitamrita, but we don't have so much time. So, Hare Krishna.
यस, प्रभु जी कह रहे हैं कि समय नहीं है, समय का पाबंदी को देखते हैं, बहुत कुछ बोलने के लिए है, तो यहीं पर कक्षा को विराम देते हैं.
Especially since my class is divided between the translations, so it's like half the time.
साथ साथ उसका ट्रांसलेशन भी करना होता है तो आधा समय मिलता है प्रभु जी को.
And plus, I'm leaving today, so I'm glad to come here to Chandigarh. I'm leaving today.
प्रभु जी आज जा रहे हैं, तो इसलिए प्रभु जी कह रहे हैं मेरे को बहुत प्रसन्नता है चंडीगढ़ आके, और हमें भी बहुत प्रसन्नता है. वी आर ऑल्सो वेरी डिलाइटेड, वेरी हैप्पी टू हैव यू हेयर प्रभु जी. सो प्लीज कम अगेन एंड वेन एवर यू फील, दिस इज लाइक योर होम ओनली.
So anybody want to ask a question or want to say something?
किसी का कोई प्रश्न है, टीका है, कुछ बोलना चाहते हैं?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Although the philosophically things are clear that Lord is supreme person, but still great deal of impersonalism lies in our heart while chanting, while dealing with deities, while serving, while honoring prasad. So how to get rid of that impersonalism in our heart?
Yeah, this impersonalism is very, 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 very deep. It's, practically, especially here in India, everywhere it's all impersonalism. So this Mayavad, this, this Vivekananda, Ramakrishna, this is, and they're very, very prominent in India. This, so the whole country is spoiled by by these persons, this Mayavad, this impersonalism. So in our life, it's also very reflected because we don't want to, we are very reluctant to accept the personal form of the Lord. They're very beautiful form. We're very, very, so which means it's more comfortable for us to accept formlessness. It's more easy for us. That it doesn't really exist. So therefore, why should I, exert myself in trying to, render, loving devotional service? After all, you render loving devotional service to a person, not to a non-person. So if we accept the idea that yes, the Lord has no form, is formless, so the whole idea of devotional service, become kind of, become not encouraging. Now the Mayavad is normally, they will say that maybe you can do some worship, just like they have this Panchapasana, the 5 worship process. So you can do some worship, but the ultimate thing is that this worship must be given up because the ultimate goal is formlessness. That's the ultimate goal. So this is very, very much pervaded the whole world. So it's very, very difficult for people to accept the personal form of the Lord. Very, very difficult. The location says, he said, what is that? He said, He said, Ahan Savasha Prabhavu, Mata Sava Prabhata. Iti Mata Bhajanti Ma Buddha Bhava Samavita. Telling Arjuna that everything is coming from me, but everything is coming from me. Nothing exists without me. And those who understand this, he said, Buddha Bhava Samavita, they develop Bhav for me. They render loving devotional service unto me. Those who have this deep understanding. But apparently, this deep understanding is not deep within us. So therefore, rendering pure devotional service, it's difficult. And this requires good association. Good association with, pure devotees, basically. Want to try to...
I cannot translate the...
Oh, it's too long?
so long.
Oh, anyway, I hope I'm sure many people here understand English, so. Okay.
Yes.
Is that okay? Okay, anybody else want to ask a question? So, anyway, if any of you come to Brindavan, I'm in Brindavan. I'm always there.
Just one question I want to ask, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Sometimes we read philosophical things. These are very deep philosophy, and we tend to avoid this kind of discussions of philosophical discussion because it doesn't gel in with our. We are not of that nature. So, but Mahaprabhu encourages, and Mahaprabhu has given all those philosophy. So how we should read, or how we can actually get a taste for this kind of things. You have a lot of taste, you have put a lot of insights into it, and you have explained it nicely. But we don't have such taste for reading all these things.
Well, the main thing is that we are very lazy. So because of laziness, it's like when there's philosophy, say, I don't want to just chant. The main thing is that we are very lazy. That's the thing. But as explained by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he said that this Siddhanta must be understood. We should not be lazy in trying to understand the absolute truth. We cannot be lazy, otherwise, how do we develop eagerness to do bhakti? There has to be eagerness to do bhakti. Eagerness has to be there. There has to be enthusiasm to do bhakti. And then enthusiasm comes out of conviction. Because you know who Krishna is, you know what pleases Krishna. So by this understanding, you are very enthusiastic in rendering, in doing devotional service, in doing bhakti. So therefore, we should not be lazy. We should not be too much. Laziness is not good. Normally, we are very lazy. Normally, that's the thing. But if you want to make advancement, then we have to push ourselves. The books are there, which have been given by our acharyas. Then we have to study them and understand. And if there's something we don't understand, then we have to ask others. It's mentioned in the Smritis that there are 4 methods of understanding, 4 methods of knowing. One method is by hearing from the acharya. It's a pada ekam acharya, what you hear from the acharya. And the second one is, which means that 4 things. 1/4 is what you hear from the acharya. The second quarter is what you study together with your colleagues. And then the third one is your own scriptures, the scriptures, your own study of the scriptures. And then the fourth one is your life experience. So you have hearing from the teacher, then you have the exchange of ideas with the colleagues, and then you have your own research, your own study, and then the fourth one is life experience. Because as you grow in life, you develop experience like that. So we shouldn't be lazy. Prabhupada came, he gave us so many books to study. Why give us this book to study? So that we can be Krishna conscious. Otherwise, why will he be wasting his time in writing all these books? So that we can be Krishna conscious. So we have to study them. If we study them and try to understand them, we will be Krishna conscious. We will be a devotee of Krishna. We'll be able to get rid of Mayavad. We'll be able to get rid of desires that maybe I can enjoy this material, this, that. Okay. All right, thank you very much. Ladies, like to ask some question. So thank you for attending. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Gopi Manande. Hare Krishna.
Ishvar Prabhuji ki jai. So I thought Prabhuji was leaving yesterday, so we gave him this farewell yesterday only. But today Prabhuji is leaving. He has given us one more opportunity to hear him. So we are very thankful to Srila Prabhuji. Prabhuji is Srila Prabhupada disciple and has a lot of great taste and insights in the Shastras, and as we have heard from his classes. So we were thankful. Thank you, thank you, Prabhuji, for by chanting once loudly Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Prabhuji, please find more time for us and please make us active. Okay, please bring us out of our laziness.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
अच्छा अच्छा